Hey guys, it's Ram Team DFG back with another video. Today we have something special for you guys. We have a box opening of Freezing Chains, the new Ice Barrier structure deck. So excited to have this contribute to. I was one of those guys who wanted to play Ice Barriers back in the day, but I knew they were hit to high hell, you know, with most of these synchros and boss monsters being limited or banned. So we open one of these up for you guys. We're gonna be making a deck straight out the box from these three, and we'll also be doing a pack opening of 2 OTS 15 packs. So first we'll start off with getting two of these out the way because two is off camera. Just only need one right now. Let's see what we have here. As winter grows colder, the icy prison cannot withhold the growing storm within, and the return of Trishul is nigh. The synchro monsters of the Ice Barrier break free in structure deck Freezing Chains. The Ice Barrier strategy puts the freeze on opposing strategies while preparing to finish them off with their incredible synchro monsters. Okay, I was really getting tired of the cold puns because, you know, we live in Michigan. It's freezing cold outside. The last thing I need to hear is ice cold winter puns. But then you see what's coming in this one. Some reprints mostly, and then there's some brand new support cards in here, so it should be pretty cool. As usual, I'm gonna treat everything like it's brand new. Like if it's shiny and it's like it could be that Genesis controller or that Undyne. I'm like, oh, got Undyne in here. But whatever, we're just crack this open. Get right into it. Not a professional opening boxes, but that looks like it's the right way to do it. Let's start with the little mat they give us here, which that's pretty cool. It's one of the simpler ones, like the monsters do most of the work when it comes to the art on this one, but that's still pretty cool. And as usual, for you guys who are newer to the game, they try to get you to buy a Phantom Rage. They teach you strategies and stuff like that. The usual stuff on these things. Sorry if there's a little glare, guys. I have my light above me. Yeah, usual stuff. Now this is where it gets embarrassing if you don't know how to open these things right. Oh, yep, that's where. There we go. There we go. Okay. Some moves out of the way as well. Token. Okay. So we're starting off with Revealer of the Ice Barrier. While you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot tribute summon. You can only use each of the following effects of Revealer once per turn. You can discard one card special summon one Ice Barrier tuner from your deck. Oh, that's pretty good. Also, you can have special summon monster rest of turn except for water monsters, which is totally fine with this deck. You're playing the water deck. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Discard a card, special amount of a tuner. That's pretty good. Little do they know that Hockey Fibrax is a water though, so I'm definitely gonna be trying to put that in there. And if you would discard or send cards from your hand to the graveyard to activate a Ice Barrier effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead of one of those cards. Okay, so instead of discarding or sending a card, you can banish this from the graveyard instead to do a Ice Barrier monsters effect. That's pretty cool. Okay. Next we have Speaker. While you control another Ice Barrier, defense position monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. If you control an Ice Barrier monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. So it's already, you see some synergy already right there. You have Revealer and Speaker in hand. That's already basically two level 4s right there on the board. That's possibly a Bahamut Strike or totally awesome, whatever the case may be, whatever you do with the deck. That already seems pretty good. Second effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, special summon one Ice Barrier token. Level 1 too. Oh, okay. Token generation 2. The first two cards are actually pretty good. I actually like those. Okay, Zujin? I just realized my camera to focus. Just bear with me. Zujin. I like when I put it over there, it actually got better. Okay, you can contribute this card, special summon one level 5 or higher Ice Barrier monster from your hand. Okay. And this card's in your graveyard except for Tornado Center. You can target one level 3 or lower water or higher, water monster you control. Reduce this level by exactly 2, and if you do, special summon this card with banish it when it leaves the field. You can use this effect, each effect of Zushin of the Ice Barrier once per turn. Okay, the graveyard effect's pretty solid, but it's slow. So, it's neither here nor there. Wins over the Ice Barrier. Tribute any number of Ice Barrier monsters. Special summon from your deck that many level 4 or lower Ice Barrier monsters with different names from each other. During your main phase, except for turn, this card is sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card. Oh, sorry. Lost my foot right there. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one of your Ice Barrier monsters that is banished or in the graveyard, add to your hand. Okay. The part I don't like though is attribute any number of Ice Barriers. I mean, it gets you the ones you want, but I'd rather you just special them out. Is this a Nutrish? It's a Nutrish. Looks beautiful. Zero Dragon. So this one requires any tuner and any 2 monsters. So that's pretty generic. That's already looking pretty solid. The stats though, the 2700 and the 2000, they could have been better though, especially for a higher level monster. It's not level 9. But if this card synchro summon, you get banished up to 3 cards your opponent controls. That's pretty good. And then if this card, the synchro summon monster or card in your owner's possession is destroyed by opponent's card, you can special one Trishula Dragon with Ice Barrier from your extra deck or graveyard. Its attack becomes 3300, then half the attack of any face-up monster your opponent currently controls. Also negate their effects. Oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I'll be honest, that's pretty good. It's effective though. It allows your opponent getting rid of it though, so to do that effect. But if it was just to send it to the graveyard or something like that, that'd been pretty busted. So yeah, I just don't like the stats on it. That's the problem. These stats could have been better. And then they have DeLorean, nice shiny print. Brionac, nice shiny print. Ganir, nice shiny print. Trishula, the big boy. I think everything else is just common, so we're just gonna probably shuffle through these real quick. I ain't put Ice Barriers back in the day, but I'm pretty sure like some of these cards are basically just reprints. I'm just gonna slowly go through them so you guys can see them. And then what I'm gonna do is open up these OTS packs, guys, after this. We're gonna open up these OTS packs after this, and then we're gonna go and start building a deck. I found it pretty interesting they put these 2 guys in here, the controller and the Undying, because I haven't seen this since Mermills, like OG Mermills. And I think, well, this is actually a pretty good card for the deck though, because you can just banish a water monster from your graveyard or summon this. So that's pretty good. So I'm getting a lot of totally awesome vibes. And speaking of totally awesome vibes, but why did they put swap? Why is there no swap frog? Swap frog. Swap frog. Why is there no swap frog? Glacia, which this deck is starting to give me Mermill vibes. Sorry to get out of focus there. It started giving me Mermill vibes. Spice Tech I put in my Charmers. Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. I feel like I should read this because it just because it says Freezing Chains. When this card is activated, you can target one level 4 or lower Ice Barrier monster in your graveyard, special summon it. While you control 3 or more Ice Barrier monsters. Ice Barrier monsters you control are unaffected by activated effects of your opponent's monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. Okay. I like that little monster born effect from it. That's pretty good. When you first initially activate it, and then it protects your Ice Barriers when you get 3 or more. People were saying you're not gonna get 3 or more on the board, but the first couple ones I read, they seem like they would do it. So yeah. But what I'm gonna do next, guys, like I said, we're gonna open up these packs, and then we're over 1,000 there. That's pretty good. And a pointer, good reprint. Chain, good reprint. Well, it's been reprinted so many times. Yeah. Mind Drain, interesting. That's pretty interesting. Okay. That's pretty good reprint. Terror of Trishula. Apply these effects in sequence depending on the number of Ice Barrier Synchro monsters you control with different names. Good luck with that one. 1. Banish one card your opponent controls. 2. Banish one card in your opponent's graveyard. 3. Banish one random card in your opponent's hand. It gives you a Trishula effect if you have multiple Trishulas on the board. Multiple Ice Bears on the forward board. What is wrong with me? When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an Ice Bear Synchro monster or monsters you control, you can banish card from the graveyard, negate that effect. Okay, so we're gonna open these LTS packs real quick. Tongue-tied today. What is with me? So put that to the side. And then after this, we're gonna make a deck. I don't want it to be too long though, so we can try to make this as brief as possible. The first pack. And move the clutter out the way. Armor Dragon level 7. Amorphous Persona. Barricade Board Blocker. I was still playing Orcus, it's to be lit. Alright. Next pack. DDR, we got Synchro, we know that much. Amorphous Persona. Huh. Captain Roland. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, so now we're going to go into the deck building portion. Be back with you guys in a flash. Alright guys, through the power of editing, we are back. Quick disclaimer, I'm not going to show the extra deck. It's basically 3 of every Synchro. Yes, even Trishula. Yes, hammer me in the comments for an extra deck that I will not be using. But good news, I have plenty of ideas for the deck and what I can do with it in the future. So you guys look forward to the revised budget version of this that I'm going to be going with. Also, the bad news though is what it's doing right now is basically just a whole bunch of bodies that can special on themselves and hope and pray to God you get there. But we're just gonna get into it so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're gonna start off with the main deck. Let me separate these so I can just do monsters and stuff. Starting off with first triple Revealer. I said Revealer. Really? Revealer? Why is it so hard to say? Revealer of the Ice Barrier. You don't really care about this first effect, which says when you control the Ice Barrier, your opponent cannot tribute summon. You don't care about that effect. The effect we care about is the second effect, well, her second effect, where you can discard one card, special on the Ice Barrier tuner from your deck. Also, you special on monsters for the rest of the turn except for waters. And then and this other effect is when you instead of you discarding a card or sending a card from your hand to the graveyard, that's an Ice Barrier effect, you can just banish it from the graveyard instead. But I thought that was probably the best Ice Barrier they gave us right now. And when I thought of that one, I immediately put in double Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier. It's a level 1 tuner. Sorry about the glare. It's a level 1 tuner. And you see if you control another Ice Barrier monster, monsters your opponent control lose 5 attack, 5 defense, but you don't care about that part. The part you care about is during the main phase, you can send one level 3 or lower Ice Barrier from your deck, and it becomes that level. So it makes it easier for you to synchro summon. And the only one I put in here right now for that effect is double Zujin. I put double in here because I like its effect of not the first effect to tribute itself to special name level 5 or higher from the hand, but its effect when it's in the graveyard but it can't be used a turn. It's sent there. You can target one level 3 or higher water monster you control, reduce its level by exactly 2 in special this. So it gives you, it's basically like a level eater in a sense, but it's not during that turn. That's the part that I don't like about it. So it's going to be definitely cut from here. But other Ice Bears we play in here are triple Speaker. Basically play this one because it can special summon itself, and then it generates tokens in the graveyard. So this is a pretty good extender that they gave us for this deck. And all these are searchable through your Ice Medallion, so keep that in mind. So you're basically playing 6 copies of each of these when it comes to the Speaker and the Revealer. And then the last Ice Barrier is basically General Wayne for when you go second, because when you control an Ice Barrier and your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this for free, and then when this is summoned, you can add 1 Ice Barrier spell trap to your free deck to hand. So I thought that was pretty neat. And after that, it's literally just a whole bunch of extenders and stuff I want to try out. Triple Spirit, Aqua Spirit, because it immediately gave me Toad vibes. If you know what this one does, it's basically a Chaos Dragon, a baby Chaos Dragon for water decks. You banish a water, summon this. Basically, that's all you need to know. Triple Undyne and a controller. Our target for the Undyne in this deck right now is double Fishborg Laundry. This is pretty good. If you control, if you have another water in the graveyard, you can special this out from the graveyard, but it's banished after that. So I'm like, this is a pretty good extender, and it's a tuner. And then I was thinking Undyne plus the Fishborg could be some kind of Hockey Fibrex combo, and then you'll have another card in hand off of, so you're searching the controller, obviously, for discard fodder or something. That's what I'm really looking forward to trying out. If not, I'll probably take it out. Then we're playing Triple Angler because it's an extender. If you control a water, special it, but you can special from your hand anymore, so keep that in mind. It's a tech I use in my Charmer deck to summon Bahamut Shark. Is totally awesome. But that's one thing I know for sure. I'm definitely going to incorporate this deck with frogs and Bahamut Sharks, because like this deck can easily pump out Hockey Fibrex, Shark, and Toad. And the last water monster is obviously Moon Glacier, because I saw Mermails playing this card. And this is a whole water deck, so you know what this card does basically by having exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard, special in this card, and then you can discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, or if the entire hand is less than 2, obviously. But when this card leaves the field, you skip your next battle phase, which I'm thinking if there's some way to do some kind of hand manipulation, or set up some negates and then slap this down for hand manipulation, where they have like probably like, I don't know, 4 cards in hand when it comes to their turn, and then you have like 3 or 4 negates, something like that. It's the ideas I'm thinking about. But that's it for the monsters. I think it was like 24. Spells, we're doing triple Freezing Chains, because you can basically summon out your level 4 lower Ice Barriers back. They give you a nice free summer. What would you call this? I don't know. Would you call this Premature Burial, or would you call this Living Fossil? Probably more so Premature Burial for the deck. Yeah. Triple Medallion, obviously. Why would you play Ice Barrier deck and not play Triple Medallion? That's your Rhoda. We're playing also Triple Salvage because, as you can see, I have the deck mainly based around sending cards to the graveyard. And then once, you know, they run their course or whatever, and try to prevent it from being banished, obviously, you can just get back whatever you have in the graveyard to keep playing the game. Or after a Synchro Summon, mainly, that's the more important part. That's it for the spells. For the traps, we're playing, obviously, Triple Crackdown. I'm taking your cards because my deck is not the strongest, and I need to borrow those real quick. Phoenix Chain to stop slow down our opponent, and 1 Duster to destroy back row. That's it for the deck right now. As far as recap, like I said, it's basically just built on spamming out water monsters and getting your tuner and then going into your synchros. Obviously, that's all you can do with the deck right now. But for ideas I have right now, I was thinking Array of Greed, a Frog Engine. Definitely consider how they gave us Ronto and Death Frog, which I don't know why they didn't give a Swap Frog. But I was thinking of, like, you know, abusing rank 4s and the Frog Engine for the deck, and then have the Synchro monsters to fall back on, because you would have tuners, and also have a Hockey Fibrex in there somewhere, since it's obviously a water that can be easily abused in this deck if you get the right setup. I think Genix Undyne plus Fishborg equals Hockey Fibrex. Revealer plus its effect equals Hockey Fibrex. So yeah, this deck looks a little boring now, but you'll see in the future. before I wrap up, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out a video in 2 weeks we're gonna have with me versus Mick. We're gonna have Spirit Charmers, his Charmers deck versus my finished project for the time being of Freezing Chains, Ice Bears. So, and then make sure you probably check out next week. Don't quote me on that though. Check me out next week for an update to this deck. But guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and catch you in the next one. Peace.
Hey guys, it's your boy Ninja Crow here. Thank y'all for watching the video. You remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, if y'all can, check out that Facebook page. Alright, peace.